Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thanks for watching. Today's video is I don't even know what year this is. It's a 70s model Camaro, Chevrolet Camaro. So the left quarter panel right beside the taillight pocket got some damage, and we made a trade, a tricycle for a repair. Take a look, enjoy the video. I know this isn't normal, but thanks for watching. The bike, you want the bike? I was like, heck yeah, let's do it. Because I was like, hey, what's up with that bike? I really like it. Is it for sale? And then they were like, would you fix that Camaro for the bike? Absolutely, I would. Originally, I told them no like 5 or 6 times that it couldn't be done. They found me from one of my Instagram videos or Facebook videos, that Nissan 300ZX fender repair, and they sent me a message on Facebook asking me if I could repair it. I told them no, I need traditional body work. And then I said, well, I can stop by your shop and at least introduce myself. And I did, and they asked me several times if I would repair it. Quite frankly, they said that their body shop wanted to actually cut the panel out and replace it. And I was like, are you serious? And he said, yeah, that's what they said they were going to do. So after they asked me a few times, I was like, you know what? I'll fix it for you. No big deal. You know, I've done this before. I used to do collision work, so I knew it would be no problem. And so let's just get straight into it, guys. I mean, just look at how pinched it is right there in that taillight pocket. The body line right here is completely crushed in. It's caved in. I know glue pulling or anything like that is not going to work. I know the only way to do it would be to take the tail lights out and knock it back from the inside. And this is what it looks like on the inside of the trunk with the tail light removed. You can see the knot. I mean, it's pretty big, but I was confident in my abilities to get the metal straight enough for them to be able to apply body filler, prime it, and paint it. I told him, I said, I'll get it straight enough. That's all you have to do. He was like, okay. And that's exactly what we did. And here's how we did it. So pretty much all we did was take a block of wood and knocked in a little bit. Really couldn't get it to move. So I gave up on this method really quickly. As you can tell, it's just not doing anything. I was like, forget the block of wood. So we break out the hammer. Steel on steel is going to move, or whatever kind of metal it is. I don't think it's steel. I don't know what it is. But I used this method, and it worked quite nicely, honestly. And whenever you hammering two metals together like that, make sure you wear safety glasses, because the tips of the hammerhead can shear off, and it's like a frag. It can pierce your skin or into your eyes, so make sure you wear safety glasses if you're doing metal on metal. And once I got a lot of it out, I switched to my rubber mallet dead blow hammer, and that way, when it hit it, it was a dead blow. It just kept knocking it quite nicely. As you can tell, the metal is moving very nicely. I heated it up as hot as I could possibly get it. I wasn't worried about burning paint, obviously. So that allowed the metal to move a little bit easier. I'm pretty sure it did. It seemed like it did, because it moved really well once it was heated up and nice and hot. And basically, once I got the mass of the dent out, then I started shaping the metal and the body line back to where it needed to be. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm just finessing it with the pig hammer. And on the inside of the taillight pocket here, I'm getting all the little lows out and hammer and dollying and using just whatever techniques I know to get the metal straight, get the taillight pocket back to where it needed to be, and all the little lows and pits out as well. I went back to my PDR skills and used my knockdown. I was like, what am I doing a knockdown for? I'm not trying to make this. No, just use a hammer. It doesn't need a knockdown. It was so funny because I'm so used to doing PDR. Let me get my little knockdown on here and get these little high spots down. Now, so I went back to a hammer and a dolly and put a dolly on the inside and hammered it. That's how I did it, like you're supposed to with traditional body repair. That just goes to show you how long it's been. It's been since 2015 since I've done any type of traditional body repair. But look at the body line here. I mean, that's exactly what it's supposed to be at. And the quarter panel flushness is about, I'd say, a 0.5 millimeter positive to the taillight pocket. You can see. And here it is on the other side. You can see the little dent right there on the edge of the taillight pocket. That needs to be straightened out. but that wasn't part of the agreement. Mine was just a quarter panel, and they were going to handle the rest. So I let it be, and I straightened the flanges up right around the flanges of where the quarter panel and the taillight pocket meet with the Nipex flat bill pliers, just the way, because whenever it got hit in, it bent them in, and I just straightened it back out. That way, you know, everything looked good. Once you fit the taillight pocket or the taillights back into the pocket, everything would line up properly like it's supposed to. And what I'm doing here, I'm using an abrasive wheel to just get the paint off and back down to bare steel. That way, I can prep it for body filler for them. He said, "Do everything you could do. The less they do, the better." And that were his words. He said he didn't trust them to really do what they needed to do. So I was like, all right. So I grinded out the broken paint and down to bare metal everywhere with the abrasive wheel. Instead of using like a 36 grit, that when you use a 36 grit, you're taking away part of that steel. And obviously this is quality steel, it's really thick. But on the newer vehicles, you don't want to, you want to be the least abrasive as you possibly can. So once I was able to get the paint off the steel with the abrasive wheel, I felt it for any highs or lows with my hands, and I just knocked them back to where the metal was about as flat as it possibly could be. And that's just usually what you do when you're doing body work. Get the metal straight as possible. Get it as straight as you possibly can before you apply any fillers, because the least amount of filler you have in there, the better it's going to be. The less chances you have of the body filler cracking or flaking off or just anything in general. Just that's what I always did, is get the metal as straight as possible. So once you get the metal as straight as you possibly can, then you prep it for body filler. I go over it with a 36 grit, and I don't crank it down all the way with RPMs or just screaming at you. I'm just barely hit the metal, just enough so it scratches that steel, so that the body filler will stick to those sanding scratches. And that's what you're creating, is not only a chemical bond, but a mechanical bond. And those two things combined together, the body filler is going to stick very well. So once I did that, I used my 80 grit and feathered out the paint. That way it's a smooth transition from the steel to the paint with the body filler. And then after the body filler, you're going to use your skim coat or glaze, whatever you call it. But there it is. That's the finishing product I did. They're going to do whatever they do. I don't know what they're going to do next, but that's pretty much what it came out to. A little less than an hour total on this repair. It was a very quick, super easy repair. And I got a bicycle out of it, and they got their quarter panel saved from being cut out. Literally being cut out is what they were told. It was crazy. They even asked me if I would do the body filler, and I told them, nah. I even hesitated because I really didn't want to do it. I just didn't want to. I was ready to leave because I had to do a marketing to body shops and things like that today. So, with that being said, as you can tell, the repair is not perfectly straight, but very, very straight, to where you can apply a very tight coat of body filler. Guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. As always, have a great day.